Hey you guys, and welcome to another video. We got a 1987 Ford Bronco. A buddy of mine, Donald, sent me a picture of this. He grabbed it as just a scrap car. He's like, it's too nice to crush. So I said, it's been off the road 10 years or so. Would you be interested in it at 800 bucks? And I kind of zoomed in on the picture and I was like, yeah, it's got those nice alloys with some good looking tires. A little dry rot in there. But I said, you know what, I'll take it. I like it, it looks good. So let's, I said it's got the V8. So in this video, we're gonna just dive right in and see what's going on. If this is scrap, a parts car, or a good runner driver. See, last inspected 2011. And I know some of you guys are like, come on, a Bronco. This is what we're doing. So first and foremost, wow, this interior is gorgeous. Window couldn't have been open for that long because this is unbelievable actually. Got a key. Key is on right now, showing 59,922 miles. I mean, based on how this seat's looking, that could be an original 60,000. And just the interior overall. Now he does have a title for this too, so that was another big thing. And I was like, all right, hey, car with a title, I'll take it. Headliner, I shouldn't have touched that. I'm breathing in the foam now. We do have AC, radio's missing. I just jumping around like we always do. Oh, so this is the Eddie Bauer edition. All right. Shows what I know. I'm sure it said it somewhere else on it too. I don't know nothing. Yes, we have some rust holes and a stink bug or whatever they're called. Oh, he's missing half a wing. Seat's rusty on the bottom too. Let's just continue sweeping on the outside. Italian American Police Society of New Jersey member. Official member of the Hunting Club, North American Hunting Club, I think it says. I can actually smell old gas just walking around this, but then again, there's old vehicles. No, actually, all these other ones around me aren't that old, so it's probably this one. Oh yeah, it's this one. Yeah, that's 15-year-old gas all day long. So this being an 87, it should be fuel injected, I believe. Tailgate not rusted through completely, just on the bottom a little bit. Never liked these tailgates where you have to roll the window down, but whatever, you know, it's there. And I do love how the tops come off these Broncos. That's a pretty neat feature. Got a nice heavy-duty hitch. What's this? I think this is considered a 4th generation. Dented in pretty good. This car will be for sale, by the way, so if you're interested, watch through till the end, right? Well, it'll be posted. So broken mirror, buckle up, missing an antenna, wipers, whatever. It's looking good. Let's go under the hood. I don't want to waste too much time on this thing. Actually, let's just take a glance underneath too real quick. There's the condenser for the AC. 4x4. I don't think they ever made a 2-wheel drive one of these. We're not rusted out too bad. Yeah. Factory cat converter. Oh, only one side, no dual exhaust. You guys probably couldn't see too much down there, but yeah, based on what I'm seeing, it ain't rotted out. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. All complete minus a battery. Slap a battery in and go. Oh, all right, we are missing the master cylinder too. Huh, that's odd. Maybe that's why the guy parked it. Something issue with the brakes. Makes sense. So yes, fuel injected, V8. Don't know, well, let's see here. Catalyst, the 5.0. It's got a tried and true reliable 302. Steel fan on there. This is looking fine. Guess let's go check some fluids and throw a battery in and maybe drive this thing home. I see coolant down about 5 inches or so in there. Been sitting. We got nice clean fresh oil right up to the max mark. Got an air filter off, no nests, power steering fluid. Oh no, we didn't clean the cap off, everybody. Touch on the bottom of the stick. So top that off. Transmission, even though I know it's not running right now. Yeah, I mean, that's just dirty old fluid. That's a few inches over, which is great. That's what you want to see. So once we start it, it will hopefully be up to level. Gotta love that the old spring hinges work perfectly. None of that hood strut junk. And I guess I didn't look in the back. Let's see. I'm sure Donald went through this and got anything good out of it. Maybe the bumper's in here or something. I don't know what this is. Some kind of round piece. Is that just a spare seat, or we got dual row seats? I don't know, but yeah, this is clean. This looks good. Skateboard helmet. Feels like jumper cables in there. Oh yeah, and some other flares and whatnot. Nothing super usable in here, unless that coolant jug's full back there. Can use that. But you know, this is a well cared for vehicle. Well, somewhat. Four-wheeling with Ford. That's a Bronco too on there. Why are they showing that? It's just a four-wheeling guide, so people don't roll it over. 1987 F-150 through 350 Bronco. I didn't know they made a 350 Bronco. I don't think that. I have to look that up. Never heard of such a thing. Cool. Amco Motor Club. Well, let's go get a battery. It's nice. They're putting all this heavy crushed concrete down in the yard. Get this place cleaned up. I guess it's gonna be a chore to have to move a few cars to get the Bronco out. Oh, if we did something like those old Ford commercials, we could just drive the thing right out.
This is the new shape of tough, the 87 big Ford pickup. And to prove its toughness and power, we're going to haul this Chevy up this monster mountain of boulders while towing this Dodge. And this year, a GMC pickup too.
Back when trucks were real trucks, like my 96 Ram, a real truck. Simple, Cummins turbo diesel, reliable. I think I have a battery down in the bottom here. Oh, it's already unlocked. Yes, and a fuel tank. Of course, it's a marine starting battery. Oh no, you can't use that in a car. It only goes in a boat. Got the key off right now, except that fuel pump does work. I don't want it to kick on. See, look at this. What is that? There's actually another starter solenoid here, but I guess maybe that was for a plow or a winch on the front, because it's got these cables coming off. Granted, we could turn the key and maybe with this old fuel it would fire right back up. Let's take these lines off. So actually pretty easy access. Right down to the filter, that'll be our inlet, and then this is a return pipe system. So off the regulator we have a return hose going down, and actually I see one rusted through brake line there too already. Sure, it's got plenty of those. I don't know if this little run was already here, but I wiggled that hose and oh yeah, that's old fuel coming out. So this is oh yeah, that just popped right off. Well, that makes things easier. Wow, that's not good with a high pressure fuel system. No clamps on there or nothing. And that was the inlet side, not the return. But then I just pulled the return, and actually this rubber piece is like, oh, these hoses were just shot. This rubber is just a cover, and then on the inside, this plastic part, that's what actually broke. You see it left a little plastic on the inlet, and if you give your fuel lines a little tug, they should not rip apart. You don't want that happening going down the road. And with those off, let's do a little key on action. See if we hear the pump kick on. Oh, I think I did hear it go. All right, that's great. Yeah, it just shot fuel out. I'm gonna get a tank and a hose. Yeah, that stuff's fine. Just want to see what comes out. Actually, here we go. Okay. Well, I've certainly seen worse, but oh man, that's it's certainly flammable, but I'm glad we didn't just run that into the fuel rail. I'll keep it for something, starting fires, I don't know. Now what does our gauge say? Oh, well, if that gauge works, we're not gonna have too much. I'll pump that out and put some freshy in. And I just direct wired, bypass the solenoid, and we'll, oh, actually starting to get foamy already a little bit. I'll let that go. I don't think there'll be too much. And sure, it's probably got some fuel leaks too, since I smelled it when I walked up. So the pump going is up on the frame rail, which I think is just a secondary pump. I wonder if it has an in-tank as well. I think these do have 2 pumps. Although if the in-tank's not going, it'll probably end up wearing this guy out. The body's pretty rusty under here. Typical New Jersey stuff, you know. You can see this thing's been out in the salt its whole life, so. Oh no, I think I do hear the in-tank pump going. It's actually wet on the bottom of here too. But I don't see anything dripping on the ground so far. No, that's a good sign. Shackles are still in one piece. Getting a little rusty and thin. Let's try deadheading this and see if we got any pressure, and that'll help show if we got any rusted through lines too, or broken plastic lines, whatever. Oh yeah, got some good pressure out of that. It's enough to start an engine, I'd say. Let's see complete deadhead. Oh yeah, that's definitely like 30-40 psi all day long. And no leaks. Yes, you know, Mad Max style, I'm sure we could have started it with this old gas, but I get beat up in the comments over that every time I use old fuel. And you know, sometimes you get a bunch of knocking and pinging too. Not knocking, but detonation and pinging due to the low octane, and yeah, it's not good. Don't think this high performance truck 302 is gonna like that old junky fuel. All right, we ended up with about 2.5 gallons, and this has slowed to a trickle. So I don't wanna overheat the pump. I think that'll be good enough. Now we could just run off this auxiliary tank, but since the pump's running fine, I think we'll fill her on up. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. And now we'll purge out what's currently in the filter. I got the plastic off our inlet, and all you have to do is join these two with these nylon lines. Just gotta put them in boiling water, and that should slide right over. I think initially that was already broken because I just kind of tugged on it a touch and it cracked right off. And this stuff feels, you know, still flexible and usable otherwise. That's what was underneath of this rubber sheathing. Now let's give that a go. Should take no time to boil in this thin aluminum. You gotta simmer and a rolling boil. Then just hold the hose in it till it heats up, and this hose might be too old to do this, but it should work. That should do it. Now it won't budge. And I joined it with a little piece of hose. See if anything comes out of that return. This is not fuel injection hose, but it is transmission oil cooler hose rated at 400 psi, so I'm sure it'll be all right for a temporary fix. Let's see what happens here. Cycle this key a few times. And with that running, 30 seconds later, the regulator just started flowing out of it, so those lines should be purged. And we'll get that sent back to the tank now. By lines, I mean rails. Hopefully we got fresh fuel in there. And with that joined, let's give her a crank. Oh yeah, listen to that compression. Nice smooth crank. Come on, baby. There it is. I'll just let the FI do its thing. Boom. Built Ford tough right there.
America's truck. It's built Ford tough.
Heard a little bit of valve tick at first. That already went away. Oh man. I think just exhaust leaks. I don't think we're misfiring at all. It's hard to tell. Maybe one dead cylinder. But nah, she ain't rattling at all. She's nice and smooth sitting there. Now we just need to get brakes and drive this right on out of here. You hear that air pump? Pumps air into the exhaust. I hate that sound on these things. Can't mistake it. Runs good. Yeah. A little fresh fuel in there. Probably would have fired up with the old stuff. But would have been pinging on revving it. So for our first brake line, think we'll just cap that off. After heating and soaking it, popped right out. I got the Harbor Freight flux core hooked up to a little battery bank. Tack that thing up. That'll do it. I got that sealed off and just made a few phone calls. Nobody has a master cylinder in stock. But tomorrow, advance order said they can have one by the morning, if not afternoon. So, made some good progress. How about these windows? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's got the wing windows too on the old school vehicles. Not rotted out there. It's nice. Can't wait to pressure wash this thing. It's gonna look good. These guys are over here getting this truck loaded up. That's gonna be driving all the way down to Guatemala with this Ram in the bed of that. It's a pretty sketchy load, but he's telling me they gotta, once you get down in through Mexico, they gotta pay the cartel just to be able to move through safely too. It's crazy. But these trucks are worth a lot more money down in Guatemala, so kind of a sketchy load up, but I think I'm gonna wait and see how it goes. And that's it. Might be a little over height though, I don't know. Okay, I guess they can always let the air out of the tires. Guys, real quick, I want to shout out to the sponsor of this video, Strappino and their ratcheting straps. Maybe you've seen them before, maybe you haven't, but this is a look at their 1-inch wide version, 1.5 inch, and then they have 2-inch ones too. You've probably seen me use them in my videos, been using them for over a year now. I like them, they're very convenient. The little locking hooks I like. Check it out. I mean, I could hold the camera in one hand and easily secure my load right now. You know, just spool this out, get her hooked over, go back, and then, you know, we get plenty of ratcheting tension on this. When you're ready to undo it, you know, single hand operation. Look at that. Like, come on, check out the action on that. Doesn't that just make you happy? You can move safer and happier. What I mostly like about them is they just keep the mess down. Like you see over my Ram box, yeah, hang them by one hook and you're good to go. I'm not saying go replace all your regular ratcheting straps, but definitely consider checking these out. I'll drop a link to them down below. They're convenient and easy to use. Thanks Strappino for sponsoring the video. Let's dive back into it. The Ragman, 50 cents a pound, cotton blend, 100% cotton, 65 cents a pound. Maybe he buys rags? Anyway, no luck getting the master cylinder from the parts store. Advance ordered one for next day. They got it, they're like, yeah, it's here. I opened the box, it was a used one in there that looked, you know, like a core. So they messed that up. And then called AutoZone, they had one, but it's not right. The lines are on the wrong side. So I'm over here at the junkyard, see if we can find a Bronco or an F-150 with something that'll work. Good old pick apart, Junkyard Barbie. Keeping it real, you know. I don't know if yards like this will be around forever. Incredibly enough, there's still vehicles that, you know, stuff you would see in here when I was a kid, like this Comanche. So you would think everything's all modern now. Liberty, you wouldn't find one of those in here when I first started coming. Oh, here we go. There's the Ford. Ah, it's already missing. So it's weird, the lines are on this side on this too. All the master cylinders I've been looking up, the lines are on the opposite side, but the one that we're working on, they're over here. So maybe somebody just twisted them. I don't know. That ain't gonna work. How about a later version? See, those are on the wrong side too, but I was looking for something that'll work at this point. All right. So these are also on the wrong side, and that bore is too big. It's a newer master though. Here's the one I got from AutoZone. I think this might actually work. Back over here and check out this Ram with the dual stacks. Love it. It's a good looking truck. So you see what I'm saying? These are on the opposite side, but maybe somebody just twisted these. You see, because the one I got from the store was going the opposite way, and I said, oh man, this port's way too big, didn't even look at it. But if you look closer, we're missing a piece. So I just got that, and yeah, this is gonna fit. This is gonna work. All right, let me get that bolted up. And look at that, little finagling of the lines, and it's like it was meant to be. So I think somebody, again, just bent those. Filled it up with what brake fluid I had, bench blade, master, tighten down. Let's see, if the lines are full, we should have decent pedal right now. Nope, we don't. Nope, I hear a leak. Well, that was an easy leak to find. We got no front brakes. So I had capped off the right front, but the line for the left front's just missing altogether. Now, I gotta run out of time again today. He's gonna pull this out front. We can pick it up tomorrow, and I'll bring some brake line and the flaring tool. Hey, back over here, beautiful sunny afternoon. I got some brake fluid, a brake line, and a wonderful soundtrack behind me. I'm just gonna pop these on real quick. I don't know how I didn't notice the back one was off when I was looking from the top. So this is a T-block, but some of those T-blocks don't have all three ports. On the line that was rusted through, or we capped off, turns out there's plenty of slack on this, and it actually doesn't have any of the cable holders in place. So I'll just cut the spring off of that. And this is the best flaring tool ever, by the way, the Master Cool Set hydraulic flaring tool. So I'll reflare an end on that, and then we'll just use this other line. I'll cut this one down a little bit. This tool is especially nice for getting into tighter areas. Just don't forget to put your flare nut on. Oh yeah, gotta love you squeezing the trigger, hydraulic pressure. And drop your cone in and finish it off. And tell me that's not a nice looking flare for an old rusty line. And that'll do it. Keep in mind, this is just a butchered temporary fix. This actually needs a new hose anyway. So this is a patch job. Now we've got to bleed out those empty lines. So the bleeder on this caliper looks like, you know, rusty and not good, but maybe we'll get lucky and it just pops right open. No, not lucky. So we could use heat, or we could just bleed it on the brake hose. That works too. I think I hear a train coming. So as I was saying, all we gotta do is loosen this banjo. And after about 15 pumps, that's feeling pretty good. And that should have pushed most of the air out of the line. Let's do that on the other side too. And after bleeding both the fronts, I have a decent pedal. Didn't even have to touch the rear. Let's do it. So it reversed fine and goes forward fine, but I got some noises in the drivetrain. I clean this windshield off a little bit, and hey, runs and drives and stops. Check out this 68 Thunderbird buddy of mine just picked up. Jumping off topic again. Go back to figuring out what that noise is here in a second. Get the windshield and everything cleaned off, but yeah, this 68, he just picked up, said it's got a 429 Thunderjet, and he must be trying to sell it. Oh, it's in decent shape. Little moldy stinking Thunderjet 429. Headliner's coming down. This is actually where I had the other Thunderbird parked, same exact spot. He was saying this has hydraulic wipers because when he turned the wheels, the wipers moved, or the steering wheel. What? Look at that. Yeah, I've never, I mean, you guys watching us used to see these on the road. I've probably seen that before. Wait, what if I turn it to the right? Do they go back down? No, they just go one way. That's really cool. Love the stainless around the window. So this could be a future video. I want to find out what he wants to do on this if he wants to sell it. Or I think he was talking about just pulling the 429 out of it, stuffing it in another car like a Mustang, something or another. Up the hood and take a look. Okay, how about it? This thing don't look too bad at all. The Motorcraft 4-barrel, chrome valve covers, HEI, Dizzy. Oh, it's actually loose. Not good. Not bad. Oh, I don't want to lose that wing nut with air cleaner. I mean, somebody probably had it off, shooting starting fluid to see if it'll run. So this might be something in the future. I gotta talk to him about it. After glancing at this, what would you guys pin the value to be? I don't think he has a title for it, but something like this, you know, you can get a title through AAA Restorations. Check him out. I think he's over in Indiana now. He relocated. You can tell this used to be a rag top. It's all rusted through, rust holes on the top. But what would you guys pin the value to be on this? Provided it's not like completely rotted out. I don't know. Let's take a glance. Actually, underneath looks nice. It's full frame car too. So I see floor pans have been welded in at some point. Somebody put new ones. You guys probably can't see that, but fairly solid car. What do you think it's worth? This thing's starting to get smoky inside. Oh yeah, definitely a mess. So it's safe to say we are not fit to drive home with how this thing's running or looking. Let's rectify that. This calls for an old-fashioned tune-up. Quite a bit of corrosion in there. We're gonna let the engine sip a little water to help break up some of the carbon that I presume might be on the plug gap. A little bit better. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw it over here, but this did end up blowing the line that goes to the rear, so I just welded that, capped that off for now, because the line rusted all the way back, so I don't have that much brake line with me right now. Now let's clean these windows off. Oh darn, that one was supposed to go down. I was gonna be all slick and be like, oh, wait a minute, I have to clean it. Okay, now how about the back window? Oh yeah. It goes down like an inch. Reminds me of that movie Life Stinks, when he's cleaning the windshield to try to make a couple tips. Windows came out like $1 million. Now it just looks like a dirty old truck. I think we got some brakes dragging too, because it just did a burnout trying to pull out of that spot. The front brake hoses are probably blocked up, but you know, otherwise running pretty good. On the streets we go. I don't know, it feels like something's going on with the four-wheel drive. Like, it doesn't say it's on, it's electronically actuated, but I'm feeling some binding within the drive shaft. But we're cruising. Shifted well. I got the skateboard just in case we break down. First stop, let's get some gas in here. You know, we basically gotta water down that junk that's still in there, but always when you're filling a tank that a car's been sitting a long time, always sit here and watch, because you know, if it starts leaking, you don't want to fill it any further than that point. Destination ATs, I think they're in nice shape. Still smoking quite a bit from under the hood. That'll take a while to burn off. 10 gallons even. That's got some good gas in the tank now. Oh yeah. Oh, Only a little bit. There we go. Need a little bit of fresh air in here. Kind of smoky. What, you didn't like new gas? Well, that smoke under the hood's probably not helping the situation, sucking it in, you know? Great. Yeah, so it's not the brakes locking up. It's definitely, as soon as you start going forward, it's got like a broken drive shaft or something. Or bad U-joint on an axle, more than likely. Yep, that's what it is. See the U-joint's all marred up? Blow this thing out a little bit. You know, like that ever fixes the issue. Can't even barely get moving. It just keeps stalling. What happened? Come on. Put gas in the old girl and then she starts acting up. Quite the opposite problem of it ain't got no gas. Now underneath here we got one O2 sensor, and on a hunch I am going to disconnect it. It should install. Okay, it didn't change. But I'm wondering if maybe it's trying to use that O2 and this thing's junk, and let's see if it runs any better. Let's see, we got a transmission cooler line rusted through. Does it run any better? No, it's the same. I guess one would say we should probably check the fuel pressure now. Maybe get a filter too. No, 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 we won't do that. We will disconnect the TPS and see if that does anything. Almost stalled. Whoa! Running pretty good now. See, now it's just going off of engine vacuum. The computer, that's all it can use right now to determine how much fuel to deliver, and it seems to be much better. Remember, this is pre-OBD2. Well, let's see, that felt pretty good. Oh, that's it. That's all it needed. Disconnect the TPS. Perfect. Wow. You know, this is why you just poke around with a hammer. You pull things off. You mess around. Occasionally you mess something up, but more often than not, you can fix something by poking around. And we've made it over to the car wash. Oh, being a Saturday, pretty busy though. Well, ain't too far to drive home, so I'm gonna buckle it up. Cross the fingers. Sure, I'm glad I cleaned the windows. Quite the sun glare today. Cruising good. I guess I'll make one pit stop, see if this four-wheel drive is engaging or not, and do a little suspension trial. Little test. Oh yeah. Okay, this thing's pretty good. I mean, we got to wheel it. It is a 4x4 after all, right? And it's already a little rough, so no worry about bushwhacking. Whoop. Well, that glass was already broken. It's just flicked in the mirror a little bit. All right, official 4x4 test. We have a big 1.5 log here. Let's see. That was spinning both the rear, it felt like. Oh yeah, we got a good posi or a locker, but nothing up front. Oh no, that vibration just got a whole lot worse. That does not sound good. Yeah, not too bad. Drove good other than the issue up front. Yes, I still had the Celica. A guy bailed on buying that, but just got a deposit and somebody's picking it up tomorrow. And there you have it, even though we're pretty dark right now, looking like $1 million. A future classic, whether you like it or not. You know, the brick nose with the missing bumper. We get the bumper, looks a little bit better. The values will continue to climb. Let's see if it'll start since I pressure washed under the hood too. Wow, look at that. Hey. So here's the deal. Did I pay too much for that Bronco? Yeah, probably. But bought it like 2 months ago. I saw a picture, saw the wheels and tires. I was like, those gotta be worth $350 alone. I got lucky that it ran as good as it does. Yes, it needs work though. It needs some brake lines, rust fixed. There's U-joints in the front, and probably some other stuff. So I threw it up for a whopping $1,800 on Marketplace, which is, you know, it's probably too much. I don't think those are sought after just yet, but probably up and coming. I'd like to get like $1,200 for it would be great. Maybe less, who knows, whatever. Just trying to give these old vehicles a voice before they go off to the crusher, because that is where most of this stuff ends up. You know, pop the wheels off, crush the rest, cut the cat off, and maybe pull the rad. Probably wouldn't even pull the engine realistically. But that little 302 got plenty of life left in it. Hopefully this old Bronco brought back some memories for you. I know it did for me, because when I grew up, those things were all over the place. Now you don't see them too much. Finishing this video is actually a relief. It's 2 in the morning right now. I'm gonna go put the final edits, get it posted up tomorrow. Donald's like, you can keep that thing there as long as you want, but I wanted to get it done before the winter. I'll say life has been very hectic with the newborn, Autumn. She's amazing, but boy, has she humbled me. All you people know that have families, can't imagine having triplets, quadruplets, or even twins. Babies are difficult. So anyway, like always, appreciate you guys very much for tuning in. Appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in another random adventure hopefully soon. NNKH. Yeah, I'm watching you. Do a thing, boy.